What's going on, guys? Jason Messi here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. And today is going to be Saturday the 17th of August, got confirmed as to go through as well as the rumours. So just before we get started, if you could do out good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yesterday's episode will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time is a new transfer episode. And finally, in the comment section below, what player do you think is going to get the most assists this season in the Premier League? Right, let's jump into some confirmed deals then, and first up we have Andy King. He's joined Rangers in the SPL from Leicester on loan for the season, and I don't believe there's an option to buy. A player you may recognise from old FIFA's Lassina Traore, he's like a 6'8" striker. He has joined Cluj. It's from Utrecht for an undisclosed fee, and Cluj are the team that knocked Celtic out of the Champions League qualifying stages a couple of days ago. And next up we move on to Moses Simon. He's joined FC Nantes in Ligue 1 from Levante, and again a loan deal for the season. Hoffenheim have broken their club record by signing Samaseku from Red Bull Salzburg for a fee in the region of €14 million, and he signed a 5-year contract. The previous record before that, I believe, was held by Kramaric when he joined from Leicester City, and Samaseku was into other Bundesliga sides previously. A transfer that won't be happening now though is going to be Mario Balotelli going to Flamengo in Brazil. The Brazilian side have released a club statement saying they've confirmed they will not be signing the striker, but there were very advanced talks. He's now expected to sign for newly promoted Serie A side Brescia, and again it will be a free transfer. So a couple of days ago it looked like he would be going to Brazil and they were very much favourites to get him, but instead the Serie A offer for him is more tempting and he will still be on FIFA 20 at this rate. And next up, according to Gianluca Damasio, he is saying that Choupo-Moting is close to joining Lecce on loan from Paris Saint-Germain. The attacker has already started talks with the Italian side, that's after PSG gave the green light for him to go out on loan. But the player has still got to be completely convinced, you could say, about the move, but it's looking fairly likely. 22-year-old French attacker Jean-Kevin Augustin, he is closing in on a €20 million move from Leipzig to OGC Nice. That's according to L'Equipe in France. And Nice are linked to a fair amount of players last couple of days. There was Gabigol yesterday, Dalbert, and I think there's like 3 others on top of those. And next up, moving on to Calcio Mercato, the SN AC Milan have identified Tottenham fullback Serge Aurier as a possible replacement for Andrea Conti, who is set to leave the San Siro and join Werder Bremen. The Bundesliga side have already submitted a bid to take Conti on loan, and Milan want Aurier to fill the 25-year-old's boots. His game time at Tottenham was very limited last season. I think it was like 8 games in the Premier League, and for him, he wants more regular first-team football. But one thing for Tottenham to consider is because obviously now they can't bring anyone else in until January. But in the right back area, they sold Kieran Trippier to Atletico Madrid. And if they sell Aurier, they're pretty fairly short until the winter transfer window. And now we have 2 different stories about Dejan Lovren. And first up, according to Calcio Mercato again, they're saying the Liverpool defender is now on the brink of joining Roma. The 30-year-old is out of favour at Anfield and is keen to leave Merseyside in order to seek regular first-team football elsewhere. The report suggests that Roma have won the race for his signature in a deal worth up to £23 million. But now pretty much every single outlet is saying the deal is completely off, and the reason for it is because Roma were trying to spend as little as possible. They're like trying to do a loan deal, the option to buy, and Liverpool weren't really interested in that. And it's probably quite a difficult situation because I understand players want to go and get first team football. I've got no problem with that. But if we were to sell him, realistically, it means we're left with Van Dijk, Matip and Gomez as centre-back choices. Keanu Hoover and also Van den Berg can play there, but they're still very, very young. And next up, according to a source called Legit, they're saying Atletico Madrid are interested in signing Leicester City midfielder Wilfred Ndidi. The Spanish Giants have identified the 22-year-old as an ideal replacement for Rodri, who joined Manchester City at the start of July. And Ndidi is definitely a player I like because he does the work that players don't usually get credit for, but he does it really, really well for Leicester. And next up, the Daily Mirror are saying Real Madrid are no longer interested in selling James Rodriguez. The midfielder had reportedly been offered to Paris Saint-Germain as a potential swap deal for Neymar, but the club have very much struggled in pre-season so far, and because of that, they're thinking about keeping the Colombian as well as keeping Gareth Bale. Now, you can't really look too far into pre-season because most of the time it doesn't really reflect how a team will play in the actual season itself, but obviously for confidence, it helps having a good one. Bild in Germany are saying Leipzig have raised their asking price for striker Timo Werner to 40 million euros. Bayern are leading the race to sign the German international, but Napoli, Roma and Valencia are also interested. Bayern are willing to offer 25 million euros for Werner, who's in the last year of his contract currently, but Leipzig are holding out for 15 million more. And for him, it might be more beneficial to stay on for one more year because yes, Leipzig won't get a transfer fee, but whoever he goes to, he'll get a nice wage from them and he can start talking to clubs from January onwards. Reports in Italy suggest Manchester United failed to sign Koulibaly from Napoli on transfer deadline day, despite lodging an £82 million bid for the Senegalese defender. And according to Corriere dello Sport, the Red Devils saw their last-ditch offer rejected by the Serie A club before eventually signing Harry Maguire for £80 million from Leicester City. Now, I'm not sure if Corriere dello Sport wrote the first part or not, but it seems to contradict the second part either way, because it says they failed to sign him on transfer deadline day. But then it goes on to say that they eventually signed Harry Maguire, which was before deadline day. Valencia's general director has revealed that Atletico Madrid's offer for Rodrigo is no longer on the table. The Spanish international had been the subject of a €60 million bid as ahead of their season opener against Getafe this weekend. It was thought that he'd come in and replace Correa, who'd be going to AC Milan for €50 million, but for whatever reason that bid is no longer there and Atletico have moved on. And now we have two stories about PSG and the situation with Neymar yet again. So first up, Diario Sport are saying PSG will only sell Neymar if Felipe Coutinho and Ousmane Dembele are included as part of the deal. The Spanish champions are reluctant to offload Dembele, but they're confident Neymar's return to the Camp Nou can be arranged over the next week. The two clubs had their first face-to-face meeting about a transfer a few days ago, but no progress was made. And the next story is from L'Equipe. They say PSG have agreed to the idea of a player swap plus money deal, but would like two players and at least €100 million in return for Neymar. PSG are not interested in Rakitic as they already have midfielders in Herrera and Idrissa Gueye, but they're interested in Coutinho, Dembele and Nelson Semedo. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So if you could do our good stuff by leaving a like rating, press the subscribe button if you're new, and press the bell notification next to it so you never miss an upload. Yes, this episode will be down below in the description box, and current schedule every day at 8 AM UK time is a new transfer episode. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.